Okay, so we have talked about how to generate shape functions using Lagrange polynomials. The question now is, can we use these Lagrange polynomials to generate shape functions in higher dimensions, just 2 dimensions, 3 dimensions. I want to show you some examples, okay, that how in 2 dimensions we could use these polynomials. So, let us take bilinear shape functions in 2D. So, let us say there are these xi eta coordinate system which we are all familiar with, and I am going to number these nodes as 1, 2, 3, 4. And suppose I take Lagrange polynomials, first order polynomials along the xi direction and cross them with Lagrange polynomials of first order in the eta direction. So, this is the proposal. So, I can go in the xi direction with 1 and 2 and then marry them with 1 and 2 in the eta direction. So, let me call this as index A goes from 1 through 4. This I will call as index B, which goes from 1 to 2, and this let me call this as index C, which goes from 1 to 2. So, I will make a small chart here of A, B and C. So, A goes from 1, 2, 3 and 4. And the proposal is that if I take the first node of this element, then I can get that by taking the first Lagrange polynomial along xi and the first along eta. If I want the second node of this element, then clearly it has progressed in the xi direction. So, this B should be 2, but then it is lying on the first node of the eta direction. To generate the third node, I am on the extreme of the xi and the extreme of eta. So, this would be both 2, 2, and likewise for the fourth node, I have B equal to 1 and eta coordinate, the C coordinate I am putting index 2. So, here is the proposal that Na of xi eta is going to be given as LB for the xi and LC for the eta. And because I am using first order Lagrange polynomials, so I will put 1 here. Okay. So, let us see how this works out. So, if I look at N1, N2, N3 and N4, then what you will notice is that N1 would be L11 xi L11 eta, and this is given as 1/4 1 minus xi 1 minus eta. You can rewrite these Lagrange polynomials of first order and then check these values. Similarly, N2 I can simply read from this chart. So, this would be given as L2 times L1 of eta, and this would be 1/4 of 1 plus xi 1 minus eta. N3 would be L2 times L2 eta, and this would be 1/4 of 1 plus xi 1 plus eta. And finally, N4 would be given as L1 for the B, and for the C I have 2. So, this I can put 2 here, first order, this is psi, this is eta, and the answer you would get is 1/4 1 minus psi 1 plus eta. In fact, these are identical to the bilinear shape functions that we have already proposed. Okay. How about higher order shape functions in, so this is with NEN equal to 4. I now want to look at NEN equal to 9. So, I want to take second order in xi and second order in eta. So, the proposal is the following. This is my xi direction, this is my eta direction, and these are going to be my nodes now, because I am interested in biquadratic. So, I have 9 nodes, so that is why NEN is 9, and let me number them in a slightly creative way. So, I will still look at my corner nodes as 1 through 4, and these I will number as 5, 6, 7, 8, and finally the internal one as 9. The proposal is that this could be gotten through -1, 0, +1, that means nodes 1, nodes 2, node 3. So, this is my B direction, times I will go in the eta direction using a variable C. So, this is 1, 2 and 3, and these of course are -1, 0, +1 as the coordinates. So, I will again make a chart here of A, B and C. This time I have to go all the way to 9. Okay. So, let us write down the values of B and C for this interesting matrix. So, to get the node 1, my B and C both are 1. To get the node 2, I am looking at B equal to 3 and my C equal to 1. To get the node 3, I am actually looking at B equal to 3 and C also equal to 3, because it is at the extreme point on the eta axis. And for fourth, I am looking at the first node of xi direction and the third node of the eta direction. Let us talk about node number 5. So, this is 2 and 1, node 6 would be 3 and 2, node 7 would be 2 and 3, node number 8 would be 1 and 2, and node number 9 would be 2 and 2. So, if I could write simply Na as LB of xi, LC of eta, and these are both second order Lagrange polynomials, then these are the shape functions that I would generate. Okay. And you will see I will end up generating 9 shape functions as opposed to 4 over here, and now these would be biquadratic. Okay. In fact, I can even produce elements like this. So, if I want to produce an element with 6 nodes, that means I have a higher order along xi, but a lower order along eta. So, let me propose these. So, these are nodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and the proposal is I would take elements along xi, marry them with polynomials along eta. So, I will take second order along the xi direction. So, these are 1, 2 and 3, and in the eta direction I will take only, this is C, this is B. So, here is the proposal that for 6 noded elements my shape function Na in terms of xi and eta can actually be given as L of xi, L of eta. This is B, this index is C. And now my xi direction has second order polynomials and the eta direction has first order polynomials. So, by mixing different kinds of Lagrange polynomials, I can generate these very special elements. Something to think about. I am not going to give you the solution, but I want to pose a problem for you. How about NAN equal to 5? What if I want to generate an element like this? So, I want a node only on this edge 1, 2, 3, 4 and another edge 5. How should we generate the shape functions for this element? Okay. While we respect completeness. So, one obvious answer would be that let us take exactly this element, take the 6 shape functions and then do not worry about the 6th one, just keep the 5 shape functions that I get from NAN equal to 6. If I do that, that would be incorrect because I have not respected completeness. It is in the same spirit that suppose someone was to generate 9 shape functions by using this methodology and then argues that hey, I will keep only n1, n2, n3, n4 and then kick out the rest. So, I use only the first 4 shape functions and that way I get a quadratic form of shape functions, but only 4 of them instead of using NAN equal to 4. That would be incorrect because that would violate completeness. As I have been saying that for a convergent finite element method, you must have complete shape functions. If you are using NAN equal to 4, then you have only 4 constants to play with. So, you can have a constant term, 2 linears and a bilinear term. Those are the 4 terms. You cannot use quadratics. Okay. So, that is the challenge here. If you want to use NAN equal to 5, please think about how you can generate using Lagrange polynomials shape functions such that I use only 5 nodes and not 6 nodes. Okay, we will stop at this and we will meet again in the next session. Thank you very much.